We've got you covered all season long. Welcome to the BCSN Nation podcast.
All right, here it is. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 38 of the BCSN Nation podcast, presented to you by none other than Buffalo Wild Wings. Mason, what's the tagline for Buffalo Wild Wings?
Let's go sports bar.
There it is. Mason Lowry here.
Did I do it right?
With us. He did amazing.
I might like the automated one, or Carnes is better.
Let's
Mason.
go sports bar.
There we go.
We should put a poll question out to the viewers and listeners. Which version do we like the best?
Oh, I think we know the answer already, and it's not mine.
My answer is always Mason, but my question for you guys, as summer rolls in, we're in June, school is letting out. What's your favorite summertime activity? Mason, you're the guest. I'll let you go first. What's your summertime fun time?
So this is the corniest thing I can think of, but my wife and I are on like opposite schedules during the academic year.
Gotcha.
She teaches, she gets home from work, I go to work. We don't see that much of each other. In the summer, she's just home, and we can just like hang around. We don't do anything especially fun, but it's like we can like watch a movie and I can cook for us, and we're just like putzing around, and that's very comfortable and nice. And if it's just me, I'm going to go out and play golf as much as I can.
Yeah.
I haven't even gotten the clubs out of the basement yet. I've been so darn busy, so I'm kind of looking forward to having a little downtime and just going and hitting some balls and screwing around.
All right, golf. We'll tee it up for Justin.
All right, there you go. Look at that professional host there transitioning. I'll take boating at the lake, any lake. I don't care where it is, if it's in Southeast Michigan, Southern Ohio, Middle Ohio, Lake Erie, Lake Michigan, somewhere farther south, Smith Mountain Lake. So before Toledo, used to live in Virginia, a place called Smith Mountain Lake. If you haven't heard of it, look it up. It's fantastic. Some great houses down there, great boating, and just listening to tunes, maybe a beverage or two, kids playing in the water. It's just good, relaxing time.
That's the American dream, isn't it?
There it is.
Right.
Taking it out to the lake. Yeah, my dog likes to go swimming. He'll chase a toy until he drowns, so he has to wear a life jacket. But life jacket time with the dog at the lake, that's a top one. Wait, and if you haven't paid attention, softball season came to an end. So we're going to wrap that up for you today on this week's episode of the BCSN Nation podcast. We'll get our clip of the week, of course, brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, and so much more. We're new episodes of the BCSN Nation podcast every Wednesday right here, 4 p.m. on BCSN. Things are coming to a close. Don't miss the last couple episodes here. Get them anywhere you listen to your audio mediums, Spotify, Amazon, anywhere you can go. We're there. And then follow at BCSN Sports. Any social media you can find with a follow button. We're there. MySpace is gone. Sorry to guys let you know that.
What about Zynga? Can we still get Zynga?
Mason's giving me more work to do, but we'll figure it out. And we're starting this week. We're not going to make you wait. It's our game of the week, brought to you by Dunn Chevy in Oregon, recap edition. All right, the graphic says preview, but it's a recap. Don't you worry. The state semifinal over the weekend. Anthony Wayne taking on Watkins Memorial. The general season, gentlemen, came to an end, but a terrific season it was. A 2-0 loss to Watkins Memorial, who then went on to lose the state final to Austintown Fitch. Mason, you were there. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about how everything went in this one.
You know, I think it was fitting that the game was won and lost on a daredevil bit of base running by Courtney Dobbs of Watkins Memorial. Sometimes you get to that stage of the season or that stage of the careers of this great Anthony Wayne senior class that got to state 3 times in 4 years, and something ends on an error, and you leave with a ton of regret. In this case, you get to the 6th inning of an impeccably pitched game by Carson Cassidy and Kat Myers, and if you get a runner on base, you have to find a way to score by hook or by crook. So to win a state semifinal by scoring from second on a ground ball to second is extraordinary. I mean, that's the kind of chance and a risk you don't take in the 2nd or 3rd inning, but when you get to the 6th, you kind of have to. I don't think Anthony Wayne was expecting that. I know Courtney Dobbs said afterwards she wasn't expecting to get the sign to go home, but
third base coach said, let's go.
Yeah, just kept waving her home, and she never broke stride. And, you know, we hear coaches like Chris Hardman and Dave Hall, Jeff Milcarrick, guys that have done it forever, make the defense make the play. Put the onus on them. Yeah. And in that case, it's, well, let's take a chance here. Let's go home and dare them to get us out. And they couldn't do it. And that was the difference in the game, really. Them taking a chance. And Anthony Wayne didn't get any breaks either, which was unfortunate for them.
Didn't get things go. But the pitching between these two, right? Two Big Ten commits. They'll see each other, I'm sure, in the future. Cat Myers, 10 Ks. Carson Cassidy, 9 Ks. It was really a race to get to 1.
Yeah.
That one happened.
100%. Future Michigan State, future Michigan products. So they're kind of rivals at the high school level, deep into the postseason a number of times. And then they're going to be rivals in the Big Ten as well. And yes, you need to be appropriately aggressive, I think. And sometimes you do have to have that risk and reward. And sometimes it's like, darn, you get out on a bang-bang play. And sometimes you get safe on a bang-bang play. And yeah, that's what the coaches were saying, because they knew that there was going to be some top pitchers in the circle that maybe the first 1-1 wins the game. And then they tacked on an insurance run to win 2-0. And Mason talks about the great pitching leading up to that 6th inning. Will make note, though, how runners got on base in that inning. Walk, wild pitch, then a strikeout, walk, ground ball from second, and then that runner comes home. And it wasn't necessarily a defensive falling asleep. It was just kind of a rare aggressive base move on a ground ball in the infield. But with those condensed, smaller bases, baselines, you can be a little aggressive as a softball base runner, and that's what enabled them to get the win. But 114 wins over the course of 4 years, 6 seniors on this team, many of which are going to continue their softball careers at the Division I college level. They have been just remarkably outstanding amongst a ton of outstanding teams and softball players in Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan. For our media partner, The Blade, Steve Junga did a great article, got some good quotes from a bunch of different coaches, how the level of play in Northwest Ohio has ascended when it comes to the softball players and teams in this area over the past 5, 10, 15 years. There's some top tier talent that is churning out. And yes, we do have a number of graduating seniors from those teams, but we also have some returning players, and we're going to I'll at least mention one of them here coming up in my first team All-BCSN softball team here in just a little bit.
I talk about being a consummate professional and transitioning. Can't beat Justin Feldkamp when it comes to that. But we are going to transition now to what's coming up this Sunday. BCSN Honors is right around the corner, and we've got plenty about it to talk about in today's episode. We'll start with the first topic we'll talk about today, Coach of the Year. And you can't get much better than the list on your screen. If you're not watching, then listen up. Coach Greg Dempsey, Central Catholic, Division III state champions in football. Coach Anthony Stacy, Division I state semifinalist from Whitmer in basketball. Coach Tyler Boris, a tremendous season from the Toledo Christian boys basketball program. Division IV, #1 state ranking appearance in the regional finals. You've got Coach Ron Myers. We just talked about that A-Dub softball team. Top 5 state ranking, a national top 10 ranking, and of course being the #1 seed going to the state semifinals. And then you've got Coach Jim Phillips, Clay Baseball, absolutely dominant throughout the regular season this year, a 17-1 start to the season. Top 10 state rankings, #1 seed in the state tournament. A list that you cannot go wrong with here as far as our Coach of the Year goes. Sliding up next, we got our 3-sport female athlete of the year. That's Madeline Steck-Schulte, soccer, basketball, track and field star for the Findlay Trojans. And then last but not least, our 3-sport athlete on the male side, Joseph Taylor, a highlight reel, no matter where you put him, football field, basketball court, track and field star, going to Duke for track and field. So amazing talent. Those set up for our BCSN Honors. We'll hear more about some of the other topics we got coming up. That'll be this Sunday, 2 p.m. on BCSN. Do not miss it. And don't wait till the end of the show. We're going to get you with some more of that. But in the meantime, we'll be right back after a 30-second spot from B-Dubs.
Buffalo Wild Wings, buy one, get one free. Boneless Thursdays saved me so much cash. I can finally do everything I've ever wanted in life, like skydiving. You ready? No, this was a mistake, a huge mistake. I want to go back. I want to go back. Go, go, go! Yeah, I'll probably just use the money I saved to get more buy one, get one free boneless wings at B-Dubs. No brainer. Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go sports bar.
At participating locations, not valid with other offers or discounts. See website or app for details.
All right. Justin already alluded to it. We're getting to our first team All-BCSN softball edition. We'll have Justin's list now. You can throw it up on the screen. Talk to me, Justin, about the list that you've got ready to go for us, because you've got a star-studded selection on the screen right now.
Yeah, loads of talent on the screen right here. Molly Connor, Anthony Wayne, first team All-State, just released earlier this week. 482 batting average, 6 home runs, 33 RBIs, 12-0 record inside the circle, 1 .05 ERA, and she's a Notre Dame commit. I like that. Leah Wofford, 603 batting average, 5 home runs, 40 RBIs. She was also a part of the TAC champion Northwood team with a 3.19 ERA. She was Miss Do-It-All for the Rangers. We got Cameron Hall for Springfield. She was named to the Springfield's NLL Cardinal Player of the Year, leader of that championship team in that division. 448 average, 6 home runs, 19 RBIs, 39 runs as well. Macy Chamberlain, just outside the BCSN viewing area, but we are going to make an exception. And why? Because you make an exception for the all-time state record-holding home run champion over the course of her career, 61 home runs. And not only offensively, but defensively, she is a wizard behind the plate. As a catcher, first team All-State, hit 759 this year, 19 homers, 37 RBIs. She is a Penn State commit. Turning to 𝗦𝗽cie, we always talk about the great pitchers inside the circle for Anthony Wayne, but you need a catcher back there doing the damage and leading them. And the Kennesaw State commit managed a terrific pitching staff, also hit 378 with 4 home runs and 28 RBIs. Let's go to the middle there with Jessica Miller. All she did was hit a walk-off to beat Springfield in the district title game. First team All-NLL Buckeye, second team All-State, 552 average, 7 home runs, 48 RBIs, and she scored 37 runs. Sammy Trimpe, Bowling Green, Heidelberg commit. She set all kinds of records for the Bobcats and their softball program. She was just fun to watch. 432, 25 stolen bases, 24 runs scored. Ella Schuberg, Central Catholic, 536 average. Team reached the CHL Division Championship game, won 1.79 ERA, 181 strikeouts as well. Miranda B, the clear-cut cream of the crop within the City League for start. She got the job done somehow, some way, in a variety of ways. 515 average, 40 RBIs, regular season champs for them. Haley Griggs, Florida State commit. You're going to be seeing her on ESPN. Not next year. She still has another year at Perrysburg, but we saw Florida State get to the Super Regionals and I think College World Series in recent years. So Haley Griggs, fantastic. The defensive play that she made in the regionals, diving stop, and then
oh my goodness,
took her glove and touched second base to kill a rally. It was just phenomenal. She's also first team All-State. Abby Kennelly, OU, oh yeah, I love it. Future Bobcat, 561 average, number 4 all-time in the OHSA in career hits with 249. Think about that, 249 career hits. Lily Dooling, she was great for Maumee, did hit 10 home runs, 423 average, second place in the NBC. Bryn Antal from St. Ursula, she was excellent all season long, 471, 21 runs scored, 10 RBIs. And then Peyton Shively for Notre Dame Academy also hit 500, 7 home runs, 32 RBIs, and 35 runs scored. So across the board, spreading the wealth, not just the NLL, but all area across the board here with the NBC, City League, both divisions within the NLL and the Catholic school leagues. Plenty of talent in this area.
Yeah, you look at that list, and the batting average alone is probably sitting at like 550, nearing 600 for the players on that list. Absolutely outstanding. You mentioned Haley Griggs, NLL Buckeye Player of the Year as well. Jess Miller, we saw countless highlights from her throughout the season. Trinity 𝗦𝗽cie, first team NLL. An insane stat line for the young ladies on that list, and we'll get more. Mason's our de facto Becca, so we'll talk about that list in a little bit. But we're going to get into it now. We're going to head to baseball just for a second. All right, we've got our clip of the week, brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, coming from last week. All right, Napoleon last week, regional semis, taking on, Huron, bases loaded, bottom of the 6th. Trey Rubenstein, my goodness, the wherewithal here. You'll see it run back. Ball comes right back at him, jets back, makes the catch, wherewithal, turn around, get the double play. Gives his shortstop time to get there. I think is another like unheralded part of that. He doesn't quick chuck it and panic. Gives him a nice little loft. Lets his shortstop get there. A crazy play to unload the bases, end the inning, and really was a huge. You see that before already in this point. This felt like the turning point where it was like, all right, there's no shot Napoleon loses this game, and they dominated a 9-0 win.
Yeah. I love that he kind of throws it to second base like it's a grenade. It's just, if you've got time to lob a baseball to the bag to double somebody off, that's a heck of a play by one of the unheralded all-around athletes, I think,
yes.
in our viewing area. The Annie Rubenstein is going to be good at anything. They've been good for a while.
Yeah, he's going to be there next year as well. He played football, basketball, and baseball. Just an athlete, one skill level transition to the next sport. And the key thing right there, bases juiced, 2 strikes, and that is a rally killer. A natural reaction. You want to take off there as a base runner, and you got to freeze on a line drive. I tell you all of my youngsters there, freeze on a line drive. And he took one too many steps. I think he was probably going to be out regardless.
Yeah.
Even with a good secondary lead, just like you coach. So you can't really fault Huron's number 10 right there. But Trey Rubenstein, I just love the awareness. No, okay, you got 1 out, but quickly transition to figure out how you can get 2 outs. And we see the play at second there, but you might have been able to double up a guy at third or double up a guy at first as well, but they make the right play, get out of the jam, go on to win this game. They came up short in the regional finals, but still a spectacular season. A lot of returnees for the Wildcats of Napoleon coming up next year.
I cannot get over just how quickly he was able to snare that thing in his glove, the reaction time. Self-preservation is a heck of a savior, I think, when it comes to a lot of sporting plays, especially at the pitcher position. Huge play for Trey Rubenstein. They lost, you mentioned, to a Padua Franciscan in the regional final 4-2, but you talked about it. A great season for Napoleon baseball. And when you got somebody who's making plays like this in every field and sport he touches, good things in the future for Napoleon, for the Wildcats. You want more highlights just like this, head over to our TikTok at BCSN Sports. Help us get to 10,000 followers. And we talked about it. Becca's not here, all right? She was our guru for softball. We let somebody step in who is a mastersmith of words, and he's going to talk to us about Becca's list, her first team All-BCSN list. Throw it up on the screen. I want to hear your breakdown of the best in Becca's eyes. Becca's best. Here it is.
Yeah, I'm not going to do a Becca Yenrick voice for this. I tried in the car, and it kept cracking and breaking, and probably for the best.
Sparing us.
Probably for the best that I don't, although you can hear this with a blonde wig on, I suppose, if you want. Your 2 pitchers are phenomenal talents. Obviously, Kat Myers. If I can go back to the state semifinal game real quick, I marveled at Watkins Memorial's patience at the plate. That rise ball that she throws is so difficult to make any kind of contact with and lay off. She walked 5 batters because they were timing up that rise ball and not swinging at it. It's a testament to how good a pitcher she is that we're praising their patience, I think. And Unity Nelson from Whiteford is going to go pitch at North Dakota. I saw her pitch once last year and came away really, really impressed.
She's a strikeout machine.
Oh, certainly was. And Mason Gerard.
Good name.
No kidding. The kind of pitcher that pitches to contact but is very successful. We get used to Kat Myers, Carson Caskey from Watkins Memorial struck out more than 2 batters in an inning over the course of the season. Mason Gerard averaged half a strikeout an inning or something like that, but was really effective and awesome at the plate. Macy Chamberlain, obviously awesome at the plate. Wrong. There is nothing I can possibly add to what she has done and what Justin has already said.
So he hit it out of the park?
I think he did.
Boom.
As did she, over and over and over again.
61 times,
Cam Eckhart gets some love from Becca here, the Springfield catcher and a power hitter on the best power hitting team in Springfield history, and a really good defensive catcher as well. Jess Miller in the middle is going to play at Tiffin, and I think with her skill set, that's an absolute steal for Division II softball. Going to play for Paige McMenemy, former pitching coach at the University of Toledo when Joe Abraham was here. Essence DB is an awesome story because of all of the seniors on this Anthony Wayne team that are going on to play high-level D1 softball. She's just going to go study pre-med with the aim of becoming an ER doctor. She's going to go to the University of Cincinnati, graduating with an associate's degree already. And she hit close to 600 and was phenomenal in the outfield. She's a phenomenal talent and a great, really put-together young lady. We wish her the best.
She had to be smart to say her name from an early age. There's so many syllables. Had almost as many syllables as numbers in her batting average this season.
I don't even bother saying her last name. It's Double or Buffman, but if their PA announcer at Anthony Wayne can just call her Essence DB, I figured I could too.
I like it.
Autumn Gugger, a big part of Mommy softball's rejuvenation, obviously moving down to the NBC out of the NLL helps, but now they're in a position where they can contend every year in that conference, which is a good thing. Ariella Morris, I love this pick from Becca at Emmanuel Christian, a really talented hitter, and that is very much an off-the-beaten-path school and program. It's kind of like Angie Kohlhofer was someone at Lima Senior that Becca mentioned. Also, two players that when you don't have any great history in a sport, sometimes it only takes one that can really turn the tide and get more people interested in it. Haley Griggs made the best softball defensive play I think I've ever seen in regionals over at Clyde. That's worth looking at again and again and again if you can find it. Olivia Haas from Clay, best hitter in terms of average in the Buckeye division in the NLL. Olivia Rumpf, another tremendous hitter and senior leader on that Springfield team. They bring back most of the squad. They will miss her next year, I have a feeling. And we rounded out with two from Central Catholic, Addison Brinkman and 𝗦𝗫𝗄𝗧 Coleman. That's another kind of off the beaten path program too, because now playing up in that greater Detroit Catholic League, they don't get as much attention as the NLL or some of the other area conferences, the NBC even. So it's great to see them represented on Becca's list. And I really have no notes. That's a tremendous list. It plucks from programs all over the area. Yeah. You can't go wrong. Becca, well done. I hope I did it justice.
Yeah, you guys nailed your first team All-BCSN picks for softball edition. And we've also nailed some more picks for the BCSN honors coming up this Sunday. We'll start with our female athlete of the year. We're speaking of great softball players. You might see one on this list. Camille Francis, Perrysburg High School Soccer, NLL Buckeye Division and District Player of the Year. First team All-Ohio, United Soccer Coaches All-American. Yeah, no big deal. And then you've got Savannah Isaac, 4-time state champion, Life U Commit, multiple-time national champion, first ever women's Ironman champion. Great talent for Vanna. Elise Bender, A-Dub basketball. I mean, what can you say about Elise this season on the court? All-Ohio, Miss Basketball finalist. Of course, all those Division I offers she's got. Victoria Gray, up across the border, volleyball and basketball star for the Bedford Kicking Mules, All-State in volleyball, Division I state quarterfinalist on that team, and Indiana University volleyball commit. And of course, we've talked about her. Molly Counter, first team All-NLL, led a nationally ranked team that we've talked about so many times throughout the season, and a Notre Dame commit, as Justin talked about. And then, of course, Mara Scott. You can't even compete with her at any level, it feels like, on the track. NLL title in the 100, 200, and 400 meter races, a South California commit. Oh, by the way, a state champion, by the way, over the weekend. No big deal. Those are honorees for female athlete. We'll see who comes out on top. We'll go male on this one. What you got?
Can I tell you what's so exciting about the female list in particular? 3 of those nominees are only juniors. They'll be back next year. So just think of how good that list could be in a year's time.
Insane. Speaking of juniors, Ryan Montgomery, Findlay High School star on the football and basketball court. My favorite thing about Ryan is he really steps back out of that star role on the basketball court and just kind of becomes a field general in that sense as well. Marcus Blaze, the list of accomplishments, again, not done for him on the wrestling mat. 3rd OHSA state title, going for his 4th this coming year. 3rd in the 2024 Olympic trials, just made the U20 Olympic or men's USA team as well. We've got Antoine West on the basketball field. On the basketball field? It's a court.
You can play in a field if you want.
Play on a field. You know, it's going to be hard to bounce the ball. Antoine West, he would figure it out, I am sure. All Buckeye Division team. First team All-Ohio. Of course, all those District Division I scholarship offers. Vinny Gallagher, dominant, whether you give him a club or a mitt and a ball. Second team All-NLL golfer. First team All-NLL pitcher and shortstop, leading a Clay team. And then Matt Hubbard, again, another multiple sport dominant athlete. And then Reese Hill, no big deal. Just, all-time goal scorer in lacrosse for OHSA Division II. A star-studded list. I don't know how we're going to pick it. We'll figure it out. Give us hopes and prayers. And then team of the year, our last category here, A-Dub boys golf. A lot of state champs, so get used to me saying the word state champions for this list. A-Dub high school boys golf, state champs. St. Francis de Sales high school water polo, state champs. Perrysburg girls lost cross country. Say it with me, state champs. And Central Catholic high school football state champs. A-Dub didn't get the state title, nationally ranked. NLL champions, district champions, dominant on their way to that state semifinal. An insane list of talent across the board, whether you're talking about individuals or teams. This Sunday, 2 p.m., BCSN Honors. Do not miss it. See who comes out with all of these awards. And if we're talking about greats this season, we've got a great all-time. We've done it every single week, right? The top 20 male and female athletes of the BCSN era. And this one, there's not much more to marvel at than Eric Kennard Jr., a star in track and field, 2-time OHSAA state champion in the high jump, indoor national champion 2 times for Nike, a 1-time outdoor champion for Nike, 2-time USA national junior runner-up, completed in the 2008 Olympic trials and World Junior Championships, got himself to Kansas State. I'm marveling right now just watching the B-roll on your screen.
Man.
An 8-time United States Track and Field Cross Country Coach Association All-American, 4 times indoor and outdoor at K-State. two-time NCAA outdoor champion, set the school record for outdoor high jump with 7 foot 7 3.25 inches. Big 12 champion, third in the NCAA that year. And by the way, an Olympic gold medalist. Yeah, it's a pretty decent list of accomplishments, huh?
He has been a terrific example of an outstanding athlete representing Northwest Ohio, the City League, Rogers High School. He will be reallocated the gold medal from the 2012 London Games, in which the gold medalist was busted for performance-enhancing drugs. And he told our Mark Kuntz that he will be in Paris this summer to receive that gold medal. So don't be surprised if you see a spotlight feature him on national television for NBC, the broadcast partner of the Olympics. But he is just a supreme athlete. The state record that he set still stands a decade or so later. And what I also like about him, along with so many of the top 20 boys, men and top 20 female athletes that we've had and represented here during this 2024 year for BCSN's anniversary, is so many of them give back to the community in which they came from. And just last week in late May, Kennard was at Rogers High School participating in an event to get people and get youth and get those kids active and outside. And he was right there, giving them high fives, giving them fist bumps, giving them advice. And maybe he inspires the next generation and the next supreme athlete from Rogers or any other school or area team in this area.
Yeah, there's not enough to say when someone like Eric Kennard, who has succeeded on literally the biggest stage in sports that there is, right? An Olympic now gold medalist, to be able to come back, be that same person and recognize the people who got you to where you were is remarkable.
Absolutely is. What a guy. What a talent. We'll never see his again, I don't think.
Yeah, it's very hard to imagine anybody stepping to that standard or reaching the heights he has jumped to. All right, I'm done with puns. We'll be back. We'll let you recover with a 30-second ad from B-Dubs.
I've saved so much money enjoying Buffalo Wild Wings BOGO half-off traditional wing Tuesdays. I can finally afford everything I've ever wanted in life. Wings. All I ever wanted was more wings. So yeah, buy one, get one half-off traditional wings is the perfect deal for me and my lifetime yearnings. I value it more than literally anything. Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go sports bar.
At participating locations, not valid with other offers or discounts. See website or app for details.
All right, I hate to break it to you. There is no upcoming games graphic this week. It's a slow week, but they are very, very important games that we will have. First up tonight, St. John's Lacrosse taking on U School, 5 p.m. on the BCSN app. That's the state semifinals. Unfortunately, we can't show you the state semis on the baseball side of things with OHSAA rules and regulations. But Perrysburg Friday taking on Mason. Uh-oh, you're in trouble, buddy.
1 versus 9. I don't like my odds.
Your odds are not great. It helps that Perrysburg has been dominant on the run to where they have been. That's in Akron. You can catch that, though, on tape delay here on BCSN. And, of course, you've got Lake taking on Minford. So Milford Lake taking on Minford in the D3 state semifinals on the baseball side of things. Again, you can catch the game tonight, 5 p.m. on the BCSN app for St. John's, and then you can catch that Perrysburg game later in the week on tape delay. Hopefully you see them get a win, and we can see them in the state finals later in the week. A lot of exciting stuff coming on.
Yeah, Mason coming off a win over Moeller in which they no-hit them in the regional final. Somewhat of a surprising upset. I think a lot of baseball minds across the state thought that Moeller would be the team getting to Akron, but that was not the case. Mason came through a large public school in the northern suburbs of Cincinnati, got the job done, and then they're going to take on Perrysburg. There's going to be a lot of Division I talent there, led by Matt Hubbard for Perrysburg, one of our male athlete nominees for the year at BCSN Honors. He has been terrific. Expect him, for Coach Dave Hall, to stick with what has got them there, which many coaches do. So he would pitch these state semifinals, and then they would go with possibly Tyler Ferris in that second state championship game. They also have Palmer coming off.
He pitched
at the
extremely well in
bullpen.
that regional
So they
final.
got 3 guys who could get the job done. But also, when you're in the state semifinals, you got to get to the finals. So don't be surprised if anybody and everybody.
All right,
Matt Hubbard at his best with runners on base. That's going to be critical in the state semis in Akron.
He's dominant when it comes to it, and we've been dominant all softball season. Softball has come to a wrap. Catch us next week for the last episode of the baseball season, 4 p.m. right here on BCSN or anywhere you get your podcast. Make sure you're following everybody at this desk on social media. You've got at 𝗦𝗚cie_𝗿𝘆, at Justin Felcat, at Carnes Brandon, and at BCSN Sports. See ya.